We must bridge this gap between the image we have of what we think we should be and who we really are when in presence and attunement with source, with spirit. So your dreams are able to be actualized when you move into coherence and congruence with your higher self. How long have you been striving for something in your life, a vision that you have, a dream for feeling fulfilled and utilizing all your gifts and skills and talents and being more aligned with your values and the good things that you believe are true about this life experience, being able to help others perhaps in service, or being able to be around the circumstances and situations in your life that you really feel pulled to and want to resonate with. But you have this failure to launch, or at least a failure to physically manifest the full culmination of this dream into reality. Is that you? Do you have a vision, in other words, that sits frustratingly on the edge of being created? This stagnant sort of limbo state of this vision. And you have many stops and starts, but continue to come to this wall, this block, and you can't figure it out. It could be a career dream. It could be a partner, a relationship that you want to create. It could be a freedom dream, perhaps financial freedom, perhaps physical freedom. It could be something that you know you deserve, if you like, that you know is possible in some way, but you just can't get this thing moving. I think you get the idea here. It is important to step into the blind spots of this dream before you can actualize it. And this takes courage, and this is often why we don't move forward, because illuminating blind spots is a very uncomfortable hero's journey. We must bridge this gap between the image we have of what we think we should be and who we really are when in presence and attunement with source, with spirit. So your dreams are able to be actualized when you move into coherence and congruence with your higher self, so that you aren't bringing into this vision the wounds and traumas that you are trying to run away from or distract yourself from. So how do we find these blind spots and illuminate them so that we can move closer to matching our vision with our higher integrated self in this life, to create a life of flow and ease and grace while still being expansive and learning and growing? Some important questions to ask yourself, which I've put together to illuminate the shadows first that might be sabotaging your intentions, your good intentions for your life, that you may have noticed have been a pattern of frustration and stagnation. First, what part of your vision, ask yourself, what part of my vision for my life is someone else's vision, or perhaps a cultural appropriation of a vision that I've confused as my own? This is a really important question. Let's give an example here. Perhaps you've had this vision that you're going to make a six-figure sum every year, or that you're going to be a powerful female entrepreneur, or that you're going to own several real estate properties, or work from a laptop as part of your main day job, wherever you want, or you're going to write a best-selling book. Okay, so what part of this aspect of your dream and your vision are actually in alignment with your true values? So this brings us into the question, what are my real, heartfelt, aligned values. This is often a very illuminating exercise to do in your life. And how do we elicit our true values? Well, we can first become very still. We go into some deep breathing. We get out of survival mode. We get out of our head where we're overthinking often, where we're shallow breathing, and we come into a place of stillness. So this might be meditation for you. And in this place of stillness, where we quieten the monkey mind, we begin to attune to our heart. Our heart is the one that provides us with the truth of our real values. So in this place of stillness, we simply ask, what is the most important thing to me in my life? Ask your heart, not your head. And this is an act of allowing surrender so that you reflexively answer from the unified field, from your heart's connection to spirit, to higher self. Allow the answer to come through without thinking. Often you'll find that your true values are values that are aligned with higher traits, higher character traits. Things like being of service, of being kind, of being loving, of being present, of being free of external distractions and insatiable perfectionism, of being at peace with oneself, no matter what is going around in the external world in one's life. True values are things like liberation, freedom of self, of being able to tap into inner wisdom and resources, of being able to be in presence for others, of being able to provide love for others and self, of being able to be in communion with spirit and with others in this life experience, to recognize that unity instead of separation. True values are generally not about finances or security in the outside world. And so this is really important to check in to make sure that your vision for your life is in alignment with your heart's true values, those that are in congruence with your higher self, your fully integrated self. The next question to ask yourself is, what part of my vision is not aligned with the parts of my personality that I actually like and want to keep within myself? Because often we create a vision and we miss the fact that we are overlaying someone else's personality traits in order to be able to achieve this vision. So are you including your personal unique character traits in this person that's going to achieve this vision? So for example, you might be a quiet and humble kind of person, or perhaps a gentle and unassuming kind of person, or introverted or quirky or unique. Do those traits align with a vision to run an international company, for example, or lead large groups around the world? Just two examples of many. Or perhaps you love that you are embracing slow, mindful living, which is something I'm doing, and you want to have plenty of downtime in your life, and you want to be able to access nature and to be in solitude and meditate for a good proportion of your days or weeks or months or year or life. This might not be a great match to a busy role where you are constantly on the road, for example, all year long. The next question is to ask, what inner wounds need healing before we can jump ahead ambitiously into our vision that we have for our lives? These are often shadows that are covertly manipulating and sabotaging your good efforts through your altering your perception and creating a programmed set of thoughts, words, and deeds because of these shadows. So we need to deal with our core wounds, our traumas, to be free to move forward into our vision. So, for example, you might need to heal a core wound of abandonment, and you have trouble trusting people or opening up to be vulnerable and authentic around others. And this could affect your ability to collaborate or work with others and create something that requires this kind of cooperation and trust from a group or from more than just yourself, if that's your vision. So what kind of relationships does your vision require you to form? Do you really have the trust and openness and ability to work with others yet? Are you healed in that area of your life? Perhaps your vision has always been somewhat confused. And this is another big reason that we never move forward into our vision. Perhaps there's a little bit of fogginess or confusion around the details of this vision. And this is the reason you haven't moved forward. We know that we have to have a clear vision in order to move towards it. We have to have defined with intention so that we are in congruence or attunement to that vision. If we're not sure about what we actually want, that sends a confused signal of the part of us that creates and manifests through thoughts, words, and deeds, through our vibration. We manifest through our vibration. If our vibration is a little confused and has a few fragmented parts because of wounds or traumas that have not been healed, or confusion around who we are, confusion around our values and whether they're our own, then of course we're going to send a mixed signal out, and we're not going to be bringing in a clear path. You may know that you want to be of service, for example, but you have no idea how to meet your own needs at the same time because of inner wounds and trauma. These still need addressing before your vision crystallizes into the light of conscious awareness. So first, get really clear about your blind spots. Journal if you can. Begin to write down all the patterns and triggers and emotions that come up during each day. Write these as an exercise of awareness. When we become aware of our shadows, they can't covertly operate the same way. We can allow ourselves to lovingly be consciously aware and present, acknowledge these inner wounds and let them go and release them. Another part of this is to get really clear on your own favorite qualities or traits within yourself. Write a list. Absolutely write a list of what you like about yourself, because these are the parts that you don't need to change or release or heal. These are the parts that you want to embrace and have more experience within and be able to express and share these with others. So we want to make sure our vision aligns with these traits. We want to match these traits up with the ideal week or month or year in your vision that you have for yourself. Does this vision take into account the parts of you that you want to nurture and grow? If you find that you're still struggling, then I would encourage you to reach out to someone. Often we can't see our own blind spots. We can't see our own shadows because we are stuck within a boundary of programming. We are stuck within a set of subconscious programs that continue to run. 95% of our thoughts are the same thoughts from the day before. If we're stuck in our head, we're going to find that it's hard to find solutions and answers outside of that boundary system. How do we fix that? Well, you can let go and surrender into presence with spirit, because now you're no longer operating within the confines or boundaries of a set of programs or thoughts. Now you are opening up your heart like an antenna to receive wisdom, intuition, intelligence, and guidance that is beyond the small self. We are reaching out to a higher self. Give yourself time if you are stuck with shadows, with wounds, with uncertainties, and you have this big vision. Give yourself time to build a core foundational relationship with spirit. Make it the most important thing until it becomes a second nature. Drop all concerns over your foggy vision for your life and focus on surrendering, letting go, and allowing spirit to provide the necessary healing, integration, and clarity to make your next step forward, to move closer to your aligned vision, the one that is especially for you. It's not anyone else's, it's yours, it's unique, it suits you. Nurture this relationship as a priority, this relationship with spirit, often found in stillness. And you will begin to recognize when you are ready to step into your power and create total congruence, heart, mind, and spirit attunement, activating your inner guidance system so that there are no longer these obstacles that you consistently come up against in order to reach and find yourself within this vision finally. So I hope this has been helpful and that you do move towards your vision as you become more attuned to spirit and to your higher self. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and have a beautiful experience of reaching your vision. See ya.